Hey there! Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into all things automotive. Today, we have an important topic to discuss: bad or dirty power steering fluid. In this video, we'll explore the symptoms, effects, and remedies of this common issue. So, let's get started. But before we get into the symptoms, what is power steering fluid? Power steering fluid is a specialized hydraulic fluid that is used in the power steering system of a vehicle. It is designed to provide lubrication, corrosion protection, and hydraulic pressure to help make steering easier and more comfortable. The power steering system consists of a power steering pump, which is driven by the engine, and a series of hoses and valves that direct the fluid to the power steering rack or gearbox. When the driver turns the steering wheel, the power steering pump pressurizes the fluid, which then helps to turn the wheels. The power steering fluid is typically red or pink in color and has a unique chemical composition that is designed to withstand high temperatures and pressures. It is important to maintain the proper level and quality of power steering fluid in order to ensure proper steering performance and prevent damage to the power steering system. Now getting back to the symptoms of bad or dirty power steering fluid. When power steering fluid becomes dirty or contaminated, it can cause a number of symptoms that can affect the performance of the power steering system. Here are some of the common symptoms of bad or dirty power steering fluid. 1. Difficulty in turning the steering wheel. One of the most noticeable symptoms of bad power steering fluid is difficulty in turning the steering wheel. The steering may feel stiff or heavy, making it harder to turn the wheel, especially at low speeds. 2. Whining or squealing noise. A whining or squealing noise when turning the steering wheel is another common symptom of bad power steering fluid. This noise is caused by air bubbles or debris in the fluid, which can interfere with the proper functioning of the power steering pump. 3. Leaking power steering fluid. If you notice a puddle of fluid under your vehicle, it may be a sign that your power steering system is leaking. Leaking power steering fluid can cause damage to other components of the system and can lead to loss of power steering assistance. 4. Erratic steering. Bad power steering fluid can also cause erratic steering, where the steering wheel may feel loose or unresponsive. This can be dangerous, especially at high speeds, and can make it difficult to control the vehicle. 5. Burning smell. If you notice a burning smell coming from your engine compartment, it may be a sign that your power steering fluid is overheating. Overheated fluid can cause damage to the power steering pump and other components of the system. 6. Steering wheel vibrations. Vibrations felt in the steering wheel are also a symptom of bad power steering fluid. You may feel a shaking or pulsing sensation in the wheel, especially at low speeds. If you notice difficulty in turning the wheel, increased resistance, or a whining noise when steering, it could be a sign of bad power steering fluid. Additionally, if you experience a jerky or inconsistent steering response, it's time to investigate further. Effects. Now, let's talk about the effects of bad or dirty power steering fluid. Neglecting your power steering fluid can have various effects on your vehicle. Over time, the fluid can become contaminated with debris, moisture, or metal particles, leading to decreased lubrication and increased wear on the power steering components. Thus, one major consequence is increased wear and tear on your power steering system. This can result in leaks, premature failure of the power steering pump, or damage to the steering rack. Over time, this can lead to expensive repairs or even complete system failure. The power steering pump is responsible for circulating the power steering fluid throughout the system. Contaminated fluid can cause damage to the power steering pump, rack, and pinion, resulting in compromised performance and safety. Remedies. Remedy 1. Fluid inspection and replacement. The first remedy is to inspect and replace the power steering fluid regularly. Refer to your vehicle's owner's manual for the recommended interval. Start by locating the power steering fluid reservoir, usually near the engine. Check the fluid level and inspect its color and consistency. If the fluid appears dirty, dark, or has a burnt smell, it's time for a fluid change. Remedy 2, Power Steering Fluid Flush. In some cases, a simple fluid change may not be enough. If the power steering fluid is severely contaminated, a power steering fluid flush may be necessary. This process involves removing all the old fluid from the system and replacing it with fresh, clean fluid. A professional mechanic can perform this service using specialized equipment. Remedy 3, Repairing Leaks and Component Replacement. If you notice power steering fluid leaks or experience persistent issues even after fluid replacement, it's crucial to address the underlying problem. Leaks can occur in various parts of the power steering system, such as the hoses, pump, or steering rack. Identifying and repairing these leaks promptly will prevent further damage and ensure proper functionality. Here are the steps on how to flush your power steering fluid. Raise your vehicle. You will need to raise your vehicle so that you can access the power steering reservoir. This can be done with a jack and jack stands. Locate the power steering reservoir. The power steering reservoir is typically located near the power steering pump. It is usually a small plastic or metal container with a dipstick. Remove the old fluid. Use a turkey baster or a pump to remove the old fluid from the reservoir. Be careful not to spill any of the fluid. Clean the reservoir. Once the old fluid is removed, clean the reservoir with a clean cloth. Add new fluid. Add new power steering fluid to the reservoir. Use the manufacturer's recommended type of fluid. Start the engine. Start the engine and turn the steering wheel back and forth a few times. This will help to circulate the new fluid throughout the system. Check the fluid level. Check the fluid level and add more fluid if necessary. Maintenance tips. To prevent future problems, here are a few maintenance tips. Regularly check the power steering fluid level and color. Keep an eye out for any unusual noises or changes in steering performance. Additionally, avoid using the wrong type of power steering fluid, as it may cause compatibility issues. Always use the fluid recommended by your vehicle manufacturer. Regular maintenance is key. Make it a habit to inspect your power steering fluid at least once every few months. This proactive approach can help you catch any issues early on and prevent major damage. In conclusion, maintaining the proper level and quality of power steering fluid is crucial for the proper functioning of your vehicle's power steering system. If you notice any of these symptoms, it is important to have your power steering system inspected and serviced by a qualified mechanic as soon as possible. Well, folks, that wraps up our video on the symptoms, effects, and remedies of bad or dirty power steering fluid. Remember, maintaining a healthy power steering system is crucial for smooth and safe driving. As always, if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more automotive tips and tricks. Stay tuned for more exciting content, and until next time, drive safe and keep those power steering fluids clean.